Paddy, why is a natural, low cost, immune boosting drink or shot something everyone should be drinking every day?
Because for your immune system, your body would need it. Like anybody out there with chronic inflammation should be eating anti-inflammatory foods. And to know what anti-inflammatory foods is, you're talking your turmerics, gingers, garlics. Like way back in the war, they used to give all the soldiers garlic because they didn't want them catching any illnesses like the flu or the cold. Because if the army went down with the flu and the cold and spread through them, well, they would have no army. So yeah, all ingredients is like your turmerics, gingers, garlics, beetroots, all have their super food powers. Beetroot can lower your blood pressure on its own. And there's just the list goes on and on. Superfoods exist massively.
Why do you think that we don't why embrace that, or why do we not know that? Like,
I believe in it's education. When we're young and we're running, we think that our bodies are machines and we'll never need it. But when we start getting older, you realise these things happen. And I just think it's through the education, being honest.
Yeah. Paddy Diver, an entrepreneur, community voice, and one of the most recognisable grassroots campaigners to come out in the show in recent years. You're the founder of Paddy's Powerful Bottle, an immunity booster shot born out of your own struggles with arthritis and in your own search for something that could help you feel better day to day. You describe yourself as a health drink owner, but there's a much bigger story behind that. And I would say one shaped by pain, resilience, and a determination to help other people help themselves. You represent a certain kind of local strength. You're direct and you're determined. So welcome, Paddy. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
One of the things I think we spoke about earlier too is, why do you think people leave it too late to look after their health?
I believe whenever, like, it's just natural, because we're not taught it in school about how the body works, or like your liver as your project manager. The wee simple things. When we're all 16, we're running around, we think our body's machines, we're never going to get old. I mean, looking at when I was in construction, the boys was only 30, 35, and I was 16. I thought they were old. But next thing then, if we're not educated about it, how are we supposed to know? So it's like, say, cholesterol. Cholesterol is a build-up of plaque whenever we eat something. Like if we continuously eat stuff out of the delis, or if you fry a bit of mince and a bit of sausage and you take it out of the frying pan and we eat it, and you look back in the frying pan about an hour later, you can see the build-up of fat lying there when it's dried out. Well, that actually is in your arteries going everywhere. So you have a build-up of plaque. But superfoods exist then that can actually lower cholesterol. But when we're younger, we don't think that we'll ever have high cholesterol. Do you know what I mean? We don't think we'll ever have high blood pressure. We think we're invincible. But so if we're taught, we've got ministers of health and we've got other people, it's just, I don't know, whatever happened in the 90s, it all went away. We got so much ultra-processed foods, so much convenience foods, on-the-go foods. But like, if you take a step back and remember our grandmothers and grandfathers, they used all this stuff before. Like, whenever we were brought up, there's 11 of us in the house, and every winter.
As in you've 11?
Well, in my family, like my mother and father, there was 11. We
and
loved
9 siblings?
Aye.
Jeez, big house.
No, there was my mother and father and 11. There's 13 of us all together. So like, in the winter time, if one of us went down with the flu, it went around the house, like the whole lot of us, so we hadn't the time for that. So every winter, my mother would have made a bit of garlic, a bit of ginger, and a bit of lemon to make it easier to drink. And that was all because it's well known that superfoods like ginger and garlic help keep away the common colds and the flus and infections. And never, like in the winter time, that's when your immune system's at its lowest. Everybody else is getting it. Everybody else is coughing in chapels and mass and doctors and schools and all the rest. So you bring it back. So they believed in it back then. Now, because life's so busy, life's so fast, and like before you nearly had one mother in the house and your dinner was all there. Now, because of rising costs, you nearly need 2 people working. So everybody's on the go. Nobody's got the time for this. So that's why I believe Paddy's Powerful Bottle is that brilliant, because you've got all them superfoods in one bottle and you haven't time to make it because the kitchen will be a mess and that much turmeric can be dyed. Now all you have to do is open the fridge, it's there, give it a shake, and you've got foods into your body that your body's no other way of getting these into your body other than that, because life's so busy, people wouldn't have the time to do it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. It's something I drink myself. I drink it every day. Like I try live a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't mean that I do, but I try my best. So I generally don't eat a lot of crap, but I take that on a daily basis. I like to think that it's helped me. I believe that eating anything that's natural or out of the ground, you know what I mean, it's going to have its benefits.
Oh, 100%. See, me personally, if I had to call it another name, I would call it a preventer. Because you've a massive chance of... See the way people's on tablets now for blood thinning tablets. They're too scared to go off a blood thinning tablet because the doctor says.
Yeah.
But like, if you're on turmeric, ginger and garlic, they're known to thin your blood naturally.
Yes.
So I don't believe I'll ever be in a blood thinning tablet.
Well, why do you think, sorry, not to interrupt you, but why do you think that we have got to a place where what the doctor says is what's right?
Me personally, I'm bamboozled of what I am now because of
Were you ever
age.
like that?
Listen, my holy grail was I have great time for my doctor even now, and because of the illness that I have, ankylosing and spondylitis, I would have been lost without Manor Hamilton doctors. So I'm not running them down. But do I believe that the doctors are outdated? Definitely.
Why?
Because like I go into a doctor and I say, right, I might have high blood pressure. What I would expect after knowing what I know of these superfoods, right? So folks over in India would have used these for hundreds of years. So they're not a myth. They're not a new thing that I've come up with. I'm not reinventing the wheel. This existed for so long. And scientific people have proven in studies, there's thousands of doctors that say the same thing I am. I've books of scientists and other doctors and all say the exact same stuff. So whenever I went on to my doctor and I got ankylosing spondylitis, I couldn't believe it that not once did my doctor say to me, you've got chronic inflammation as one of your main problems. So what do you eat for dinner? Or what do you eat for breakfast? Tell me your daily diet. That's what he should have said to me. And if I told him that I get up in the morning and I take a load of cereal, he should say to me, cereal's 45% sugar. That's a no-no for somebody with your chronic inflammation. You should be taking water, omelets, or porridge, something like along that. Then what do you eat for your dinner? And he should say to me, listen, because you've got a chronic inflammation, that's like me or with my illness, somebody with fibromyalgia, them kind of people, he's saying, listen, take plenty of broccoli, plenty of sweet potato, plenty of cabbage, brilliant anti-inflammatory foods for your dinner. Then in your evening. So that's the kind of language I would be expecting. And then just say, for instance, now that somebody went on with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, etc. Well, so we'll just stick to high blood pressure. High cholesterol, because there's a dangerous tablet that was high cholesterol called a statin tablet. It's got side effects. You get dizzy, you can have dementia as a side effect. So nobody wants that, right? So it's a serious one. So really and truly, you've got your garlic that's known to lower cholesterol. You've got your turmeric's known cholesterol, and then a wee bit of lime. So if he would say, try a wee bit of garlic, try a wee bit of turmeric and a wee bit of lime, and if that doesn't work, in a month's time, come back to me and I'll give you a tablet. So this is why I think it's outdated. Let the two of them be combined, because never in the history of mankind has people ate as much processed food, and has doctors and all be overworked in the hospitals. People can be sitting up for so long. So they need to mix it up a bit. And superfoods, they exist, and they know they exist. Sad reality is, a doctor might go 7 years having the title as a doctor, but I done 14 years being, or maybe 25 years being a construction man. So you'd be a labourer to start off with, but the doctors only do about 10 hours in nutritionists. They don't care. It's like a book or superfoods. It's not recognised.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's outdated.
Yeah. It's a different system too, though, isn't it? Because like the modern medicine is designed to treat the symptom, and like I think for superfoods they're more about getting to the root.
Well, that's true.
From the inside out, like.
Oh, 100%. Like there's some people now who be listening to us here and be kind of trying to say, does he think that he knows more than a doctor? No, not in a million years am I claiming like that. But at the same time, do I think that the doctor should... the two of them should be combined.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a tablet out there that ever cured anybody.
No.
That's only a massive problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And me personally, I take a tablet if it needs a wee quick fix for a month, but I don't like these long-term tablets at all because there's massive side effects to tablets.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're still not getting, it's not treating.
Not treating, no.
No.
Like, I could tell heaps are like, you're sore in your liver. Tablets are sore in your liver. And your liver's your project manager, so you need to look after it and look after it. No better things to look after it as roots that come from the ground. And they've all got their own benefits. They've all got superpowers, and they do exist.
Can you tell me about the ingredients and all the ingredients that are in the bottle and which each ingredient treats different parts of the body?
I can, but at the same time, I have made this bottle. And you started off, I don't know, I haven't got all the answers, but I'm learning every day myself.
Yeah.
Like some of the times I need to look here, like I can rhyme a heap of them off.
How many's in it?
Oh, many's in my bottles. Hey, there's probably 10.
10,
Turmerics, gingers, garlics, red onions, the Himalayan salts, like even the red onions, they're packed with nutrition. So they are. There's some, like, there's Barbara O'Neill would swear by them for. We went down to Dublin and listened to so much things from her, and she would just prefer to rhyme them off constantly.
Yeah, I've seen her online. Her stuff.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
It's unreal.
So intelligent.
So intelligent. And she's, like, I believe that whenever we go and sit in school.
You didn't just, you got on the chat there, didn't you?
We got on the chat.
How did you
I bluffed my way into one of the rooms at half time, and I kind of went to the girl that would help her bring her there. I know she was called Jenny. Then there's Paul that would have wrote the Positive Life magazine, and I was chatting to him, and we got a.
That's the magazine you have here.
That's one of the magazines we have here. So we got a Paddy's Powerful Bottle advertisement, and before hers, because we got. And I got talking to them, and because I believed in what they were saying, and I showed them the bottle, and I told them about my own illness, and told them that I was using superfoods to cure myself, then they were amazed. So that's just why I got on so well with them, because I knew it wasn't. They just treated me, and he let me a full page in his book, End of My Story, which is coming out now, I think next week.
I think you've done a good job in educating people. I think you've also built yourself up in a way that people trust you, from the campaigning you've done in the past. So when you brought out this product, there's a lot of trust behind you. You are an authentic person, and that in itself, when you're selling the product, because I think there's also, that's not from the doctor. There's people like that who would 100%. Think that. Do you know?
Oh, you'll not change that. 100%.
But I think you changed a lot of people.
Maybe so.
I believe so.
Maybe so. Why?
I don't know you, but I've seen you online, and I just feel like I can trust that man.
I will.
That's how I feel like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. Listen, I'm just kind of saw him whenever in the campaign, when something was wrong, he just went, it was wrong. And then here's something like, this is right. This is right. And you're kind of, because I'm so passionate about it.
But it worked for you.
Well, that's it. You see,
you're living proof.
And I'm living proof.
What was the difference before this and after?
Jesus.
Like, what was your condition?
The difference before, I couldn't, if I had to go to put on my sock in the morning, I couldn't believe it. Like, my foot was here, my hands were here, my sock was on my hand, and I couldn't put it on my foot. Like,
what age were you at the time?
I started really kicking on when I was I'd even kicked on at 25. I didn't know what it was. Playing sports, but I was always a wee bit sore. Put it down. I thought it was somebody had a bad back. Then at about 20...
You're young, like?
Oh, well young. Then at 29, then I'd really got bad, like. I used to have to go to physios on my lunch break. On my lunch break, I was going to physios.
At the time, what did you think?
I just thought that I had a bad back, because I was always saying to my lower back.
And what was your diet like at the time?
Listen, I was under construction. I didn't know my diet. I didn't know, like, whenever I was on the doctor's getting
food, like.
Well, that's it. Like, but if the doctor would have said to me, stay away from sugar, or make sure you eat plenty of anti-inflammatory foods, I knew nothing about. I didn't know when I was going to the deli that this was flaring all the inflammation in your body and flaring this ankylosing spondylitis. Nobody told me, so I had to learn everything more or less through my sisters, and they would have been guiding me. Marie is going on to be a kinesiologist, which I didn't really believe in now. I would advise everybody out there.
I've been to a kinesiologist.
Oh, wow.
Glenda Dowling.
Yeah, brilliant.
I've had her on.
She's brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant. I've been with her as well. Yvonne McLaughlin's in Bruncrana. I was the one down in Malin, Stevens. Oh, 100%. Like, I cannot believe that we're never given another option. Like, I would love to tell everybody out there, like, if you've got an illness, there's a damn good chance that if you went off either wheat, dairy, pork, it could be anything, that could eliminate you from being on a tablet for the rest of your life. Like, there's some big bad habits.
How do people figure out? Because a lot of the time that could be that simple. They need to trial and error.
That's mental. One of the main stories ever I heard was when we were down to Barbara O'Neill. There's a man behind me. He's on my phone. I haven't been talking to him since. He's a Gallagher. He had lupus disease. Bad.
What's lupus?
Lupus is a chronic inflammation. I think it's something like that. I don't actually know fully what lupus is. I just know it seems to be getting more commoner, and it's supposed to be wild bad in the body, while sore, partiality, a way of going.
So like stuffiness?
It seems to be. All I know is when he was telling me when he had lupus, that it was just affecting his daily way of going in life. So I don't claim to know all about what the lupus is, but all I can tell you is how he got rid of it. And he went to doctors and they gave him a tablet. That wasn't working. He got another tablet and that wasn't working. And it just went on and on, and they got these tramadol tablets, and they're supposed to be like big or bad tablets they can affect other people in other ways. And the next one, his wife, or I'm probably giving too much away from him now, he might like me saying it, but his partner would work in the pharmaceutical company, and he was going up to tablets that she was like, no, hold on a minute here, we're going to have to try a different alternative. And he decided to go to a kinesiologist. Completely changed his life. He went off wheat for 6 weeks, and that was him. It turned him back to a normal person again. Do you know what I mean? So there's no doubt in my mind that we are what we eat, kind of thing. You know, if you're eating the wrong thing, your body doesn't agree with it, stop eating it, eliminate it. Like, there's people out there that might not, if I had to take my bottle, they could be intolerant to onions. You can be intolerant to garlic. You know what I mean? So, aye, definitely.
I look forward to the morning shot.
Do you?
I do, surely. If I don't have it, I'm like, fuck.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's such a habit now.
Like a lot of, you started the day off the right way, because your body will never see that kind of stuff.
100%.
Otherwise,
when I'm drinking, I feel like I'm getting a shot of goodness under me. Like,
and you wouldn't believe it. Hey, you wouldn't believe
100% goodness.
You wouldn't believe it. 100% goodness. You wouldn't believe what it's doing onto your bodies. Like, because whenever we're 18, we've got valves that's going all right down in our body, and we're just fit to run up hills, do the whole shebang. But the fact of the matter is, when we get older, they start closing, and that's when there's a chance of getting clots and other illness and build up of plaques. But anti-inflammatory foods, they're like a wee toothbrush going on around your valves and chipping away and cleaning them as you go. So they're helping to help prevent these clots and help the circulation go round and round. Like, there's massive superpowers, massive benefits. That's why it's a big prevention, because whenever this doctor comes across from you and he's telling you that,
well, there will be people who's probably maybe going through that now.
A boy phoned me and says to me, Paddy, I'm sorry, I can't take your bottles because I'm on blood thinning tablets. And I says, listen, a lot of the doctors don't mind you taking the bottles if you're only on an aspirin. But if you're on a strong tablet like a warfarin, that helps thin the blood, but it also helps prevent clots, so then you're getting a double dose. So that's not good. And my instinct is, see the people starting off and they're in aspirin, then they might change in and they have to go on something else. To prevent that, if you're on Paddy's Powerful Bottle, there's a damn good chance that everything's working naturally, so you'll not have to be put in this position of going in them warfarin tablets, because when you go on them, you're on them the rest of your life. That's the way I see it.
I know someone who was on blood thinning tablets too, and they told me then they were taking your bottle and they feel good and they haven't been taking the tablets.
You see,
and I think they went to the doctor and the doctor's like, your blood's looking good.
Aye, but you see, that's the thing about me. I can never tell nobody. I'll never tell nobody, don't take your tablet.
Yeah,
this is a thing that people. The sad reality about it is, do you see the amount of chemists is about towns in the minute? Do you see the amount of staff is in the back of them? Can you imagine if all the tablets went out there, if you had full black bin liner bags? Can you imagine how many bags would be filled per day on tablets? Like, there's people, and I know people now using 6 tablets, 10 tablets. Boy, tell me it's 16 tablets. Like, your man that says to me, I can't take your bottles because I'm on blood thinning tablets. And I said to him, have you got a stomach ulcer yet? And he says to me, how do you know I have a stomach ulcer? There's a knock-on effect. And like, I'm not going to...
It's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off.
There's another part of your body.
Exactly. And like, I don't want us here to be about me against doctors or pharmaceuticals. It's not really the aim of the game is, for me, is superfoods. That's the game. Like, our habits in life, if we can change wee small habits, that can end up massive results. Like, if you can get a drink for that air intake per day, well, that can be massive results. That could help prevent high blood pressure, help prevent cholesterol, help stopping you from going on a blood thinning tablet. And I believe it will.
There's another thing too, tablets. So like say modern medicine tablets, you could call them, they're kind of designed to work instantly, essentially. I mean, I'm not saying that they all are, but generally then people kind of think, oh, well, I need fixed now. But I think with these, it's about, it's more of a sustainable approach.
Aye.
You know, you're taking something that's going to serve you in the long run.
That's it.
You know,
nice,
daily maintenance.
Daily maintenance.
Yeah.
As you say, daily maintenance. Like I went up with a man in Letterkenny Ferry, does the cars, and he's a garage man. So if you had an analyse your body against a car, what was it he said to me? It was hilarious. Oh, if I can only mind it now, it was the way he says to me, the way a doctor would go in and give you a tablet, and then you have to come back for another one, and then you have to come back for another one. Instead of trying to give you a solution to fix the problem, not just, he says, that's like you having a water leak in your car, me telling you to come back every week and I'll top it up with water. Do you know what I mean? Like, putting the bottles against engines is, to me, is mind blowing, because you'll get a car, right, and you'll service a car every year. And the car will not go nice and smooth if you don't change the oil filters, air filters, diesel filters. So if you think of what we put under our bodies, then you go like,
yeah,
holy Jesus, because we can't just keep going to delis, keep taking Chinese's, keep taking, never have we had as many man-made ultra-processed foods as we do now, takeaways, etc. So if we keep doing that, no wonder we're going to get clogged up when we get older. No wonder we're going to get tired and fatigued. But if you're giving something back into yourself like these, like superfoods, and honestly, folks, you can be a wee bit skeptical what I'm saying, but see if you're lying on some evening and you're going to watch a bit of drama, go into YouTube and just go into a wee bit and type on the word inflammation. And there's a heap of wee short clips, about 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and you'll be massive educated of how much, if you can take anti-inflammatory foods, it gets inflammation out of your body and antitoxins out of your body's fit for so much more. Doctors are telling people at 50 years of age, oh, it's wear and tear, or you're getting older. That's young. You should be out running about playing with your grandchild. No bother to you. Fit, still doing everything. People's in this mentality, oh, I'm getting older. I don't agree with us.
Well, that's if they're willing to accept that. That's the thing. You know, sometimes I think people accept, well, the doctor says this, so this is what must be true.
Oh, 100%. But you see, there's a lot of other doctors in. Have you gone to YouTube? And these are scientists, and these are doctors.
Yeah.
But there's a different type of doctors. They're a doctor that will be telling you out straight about just change your habit a wee bit, can end up with big results, tell you about anti-inflammatory foods, everything that I'm saying, I am selling a bottle. There's so much other ones. If like avocados are brilliant anti-inflammatory foods, just like almonds, nuts, other brilliant things. And we don't know that, but we can't just keep eating sausage rolls and Chinese's and takeaways.
I don't know if you heard that recently, but I can't remember exactly. But deli ham, and that could be the meat and sausage rolls.
Oh,
it's labelled as cancerous there.
They're getting sued left.
Reports or studies done. It's one of the most cancerous foods that we can eat.
Bonkers.
Do you know that?
I do. See, whenever you go down there and you get your red meat, like your sausages and your bacon and your deli meats and stuff like that, they're getting sued left, right, and centre.
Who's getting sued?
All over America. All over America. There's companies taking them up. But listen, that'll be red tape. That'll be pushed away down the road, and whenever we'll never hear about it and stuff like that. But me personally, I can't believe I put out this here drink, right? And I put health as wealth on it. And if you're sick of aches and pains, try this. I got to report it left, right, and centre.
By who?
Oh, well, by who? Well, some competitors, and then maybe other people.
Do you know who they are?
have a damn good idea.
Can you say their name?
No, I'm not going to go down that road. I don't want the drama. I just want to try and sell the bottle and tell the truth. And what I don't understand is, as I said to the HSE, and listen, I have good respect for them because they're doing their job. Being honest, if the whole block industry was as well regulated as the HSE, Donegal wouldn't be in the messes on today. But like at the same time, if you've got a spade, you should be fit to call it a spade.
Yeah.
So if I'm standing up in front of an audience and I left a bag of garlic and I left a bag of turmeric and somebody says to me, what's the benefit of that bag of turmeric? Well, like I should be fit to turn around and say, well, listen, it helps with cholesterol, helps diabetics, it's an anti-inflammatory and it's an immune boosting superfood. But
which is what you're doing in a different way.
I'm doing it in a different way, but at the same time, there's going to come to a stage that they're going to stop. They want to stop people saying health claims. Like I've had to pull all my leaflets.
But there's nothing wrong with you saying what you believe in.
Oh yeah, I know, but you see, it kind of is.
And that's causing problems because someone's reporting you.
And there's a legislation in Europe.
What is it that they're reporting you on?
Well, you're not allowed to put health claims on bottles.
And what was it that was said on the bottle?
Just health is wealth. That's it.
That's it.
And that's only a quote. And that's a belief that I have as well.
Everyone says. I mean, I say health is wealth.
I know, but no, you're
not allowed to say that.
You're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to put it in that bottle. And if you're sick of aches and pains, try this. And it's only saying, listen, it works for me.
Yeah.
And if it works for me, why can it not work for you? Yeah. So I just put it was, if you're sick of aches and pains, try this because it worked for me. But no, that's not allowed on there. And if I'm not allowed to put leaflets out in shops that states. And there's nothing that anything can say that any of this here. This is factual. Like,
right? Do you want to?
Well, like I get my turmeric, and I know what countries my turmeric comes out of. Like, and you've got like Holland, and everything's seasonal. But like one of the best ones I get mine is turmeric organic out of Peru. That's well known for the best turmeric going. But there's turmeric. Turmeric's an anti-inflammatory, and it's an antitoxin. So when you get inflammation and antitoxins out of your body, it's just brilliant. But on top of that, it helps with cholesterol, helps treat diabetics. This seems to be the problem that they don't want said. But at the same time, there's scientists is backing us and there's doctors is backing us. So there's no lies in us.
But you see, then there's also, the industry's regulated, the health industry.
Well, that's that. You see, the whole thing is circled around that. But like your lover's your project manager, your body. So it needs something good to keep it going right. Because why are they not out there putting health warnings on monster drinks or energy drinks like Boosts and all the rest? People's throwing that onto them. Their liver has just been overloaded with sugar and we're not even treated as childs. They don't even have warnings right 16s over at least. There's young ones seeing it on the back of sports fields. You see, what would you call it? Well-known people drinking them or them in the backgrounds and they think it's just normal. But like, turmeric helps the liver function, but you're not allowed to say that.
You're not even allowed to say that?
No, I'm not allowed to say it at all. Like,
what are you allowed to say then?
Well, really and truly, they don't want you to say nothing. They want to call you. You're not even you're not really allowed to say nothing. I actually had to strip my bottle back to you. I hadn't got a name for it because everything I was coming up with was no, you can't say that. You can't say that. So I just call it Paddy's Powerful Bottle then. Like that was.
I mean, it's a good name.
Well, it ended up a good enough name. I
think it's a good name.
Yeah, it ended up because that's it. Like there's psoriasis. Psoriasis is one of the fastest going thing that's affecting people. And there's women who don't want to go to a wedding wearing a dress because if they've got psoriasis over their arm or their things. And I know I've got family and friends of people with psoriasis. They've tried every lotion going. They go to all these sunlights, and anybody that knows about psoriasis have probably tried all these things. A lot of that's caused with inflammation, and Paddy's Powerful Bottle is, I have so many examples of people showing their hands a 4-week trial, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 4 is just amazing. But at the same time, if I try and want me turning around and saying that, I'll be like, oh, you can't say that. But it is what it is.
What if you were to do a study? And when I say a study, your own, like tested with over, say, 100 people who have a certain condition.
Oh well, I've got 2 in 1 year of me selling these bottles. I've got 2 folders full of people that has helped with their asthma. There's people not inhalers. People are back out walking and hiking that used to that couldn't because of their asthma problems. I've got people with some type 2 diabetics just on the verge of needing insulin. And if you hit the insulin, there's no going back. And it's completely reversed hit. And this is factual. The reviews is there. I've got it. I've got it there. Look.
Can you show?
Well, that's one of the folders here. And we just call it as Paddy's Powerful Reviews. If I flick in there, there's just the amount of them. And like, if I stop off on one of them, like there's one there. There's
set it on the table there.
Let me see. How do we set this on the table? Well, that one there. Can you see it on the table? That one there's a man there. What does he say there in that one there?
You can post this to your page. My husband suffers chronic arthritis in his hands. Could only bend his fingers a little bit, and that was painfully started your bottle. That was painfully started your bottle a week ago, and he can do this without any pain.
Well, let me see.
Good.
Well, sure, let me see. There's one there. See that one there? Where's that one there? It's in there now. Who's that?
On my third bottle, I'm a night shift worker in nursing home. Always sore back, legs, etc. Since taking the bottle, less pain, more energy, even sleeping better. Absolutely fantastic.
Tell the name at the top.
I can say that, yeah. Julie G. Doherty.
And she's from
Fanahy, Belfast.
And they're all allowing them here to be says. There's Sharon
McKenna. Hi, Paddy. I suffer with osteoarthritis in my hands. I haven't been able to make a fist on one hand for years. Had cortisone injections. Next step is surgery. I've been taking your bottle for a week and no word of a lie. I woke up this morning with no inflammation in my hands, and in disbelief I can close my hand again. I've been making fists all day, and my other hand, a cyst that has been there again for years, has almost disappeared. I'm convinced and will continue to take your bottle, and have told all my family. One sister started today, Sharon Monaghan.
There's somebody in Rafo there.
Donegal. On my 8th bottle, and my cholesterol checked recently, and thankfully everything has dropped to recommended levels, and it's down to the bottle. I have no doubt about it. Plus, I used to struggle with lower back pains, especially in the morning, getting out of bed. But again, thankfully, this has all gone away thanks to Paddy's powerful bottles. That's amazing, Paddy. My blood pressure was This is Ian Crawford, Oma. My blood pressure was 159/96. Start of December. Went on your bottle, and last week it is 122/70. Can't show it in black and white. What's the time frame on that? It doesn't say it.
I don't know. I don't know what it is there. It just goes on and goes on.
One more, honey. You want one? You want
let me
any
see.
particular?
Let me see. Oh, just you do a spot one. Just do a spot one to see where you land.
Just any other conditions, and maybe
I haven't got them categories yet.
Yeah.
That's on my to-do list.
Well done, Paddy. So this is Bernie Doherty Kelleher. Well done, Paddy. I've been given my special needs 29-year-old daughter who has Rett syndrome. What's that?
Tourette? What does it say?
It just says Rett, R-E-T-T.
No, I actually don't know. No point me. I don't know.
I have noticed her digestive system and bowel is working better. There is 5 of us using your bottles these last few weeks. Less pains for sure from a very happy customer here in Cullavullen, Cork. Jesus. Paddy, I could do these all day, sir.
No, it's well interesting. Where's she from?
Here's eczema. Owen Harkin.
No, does it say where it's from?
Bottle, does it say?
No.
On my 4th bottle now, when I started taking this, I had very bad eczema, and now after 4 weeks, my eczema has finally started to heal. I've tried multiple different medications, and this is the only one I've found has actually worked. So in simple, yes, I would recommend this to anyone in a similar situation like myself, because if it works for me, it will work for anyone. 5 stars. Jesus.
No, it's bonkers. Like it's amazing. Some of the stories that I've heard from people,
stiffness,
and that's
sleeping
people
better.
Are the wilderness sleeping
energy
better?
Levels, sleeping better. No bloated, not a bloated stomach anymore. Back pain.
And they're all from real people. You can name it. They give permission that all their names you can see on them.
Sciatica. Jesus, Paddy.
I come here. It's unreal.
Have you brought this to anybody?
No, I haven't. What have you been brought it to anybody?
I mean, like, it would be interesting to bring, they say, like, some health board or something.
That's going to get. Well, I don't know. I think it's a big. Being honest, I think I'm going to be going to end up in bother.
Arthritis again.
I think I'm going to end up in bother. That's the big pharma. There's a massive organisation. I don't think that they really want this kind of crack out there
because they can't benefit from it.
Well, they're not going to benefit from it. Like, do you really believe that it's all about people's health? I don't believe. the way the things go, like we've got ministers of education. And like
Thank you, by the way. I enjoyed reading them. I could read them all day.
I have another folder of it. Like, but honest,
that's good, sir.
And you know what? The thing about it is, can you imagine the folder there of the amount of people that's seen it? Can you imagine the amount of people that the word of the street is talking about it, because they don't want their name out there. They don't want their next door neighbour knowing that they've got arthritis pains or they've got cholesterol or high blood pressure and nothing like that. Probably only 10% of them will allow you to show the reviews out on social media to the world, to all their neighbours to see it. Because when you put up somebody like Patricia Framoma and her second name, whatever it is, well, everybody around her is going to know, oh Jesus, she's got this and she's got that. So can you imagine the amount that it's helping that aren't putting their reviews on there? But one thing I have to say is,
good if you could get everybody. If there was an option, like say if you like had on the like a QR code they could scan.
Well, they made me take a QR code off.
Why?
Well, because whenever it goes onto Facebook, it's showing it's showing reviews. I'm not even allowed to put other. I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to put a QR code on the bottle.
No, because it's putting people onto my Facebook page, and then on the page, there's reviews on it. That I asked, could I put reviews on this of, just say for instance you're in the bottle, and you told me your review, and you give me agreement to put it on a leaflet. I'm not allowed to put it on a leaflet
by the
HSE
because they don't deem it as.
Well, if you see that blood pressure one that he done,
the
one
excuse me,
they just, I don't know. There's a legislation and the rules are the rules. That's what I'm told.
Yeah, but I mean, I always feel like the rules are there to be challenged.
Oh well, like me, you can see what I'm doing. I'm bending them. I'm trying not. I want to get on with the people.
There's something good here happening. Do you know what I mean?
I well believe
having an impact. Like, but I mean, the results, the reviews speak for themselves.
Jeez, it's unreal. Some of the nicest stories you'll ever hear. Like, as I told you earlier on, one of the nicest stories. I've heard so many stories over the phone, but like a man in Kerry told me, I'm not going to give you my name. I don't want to mention on social media. I just want to tell you the story. And he says, I used to love doing the Ring of Kerry. And he says, I've been doing it for years, all through his life. But he hasn't done it in the last 3 years. That's sad, like, because he thinks he's getting older and that's how he's never going to be fit to go out and cycle and do the Ring of Kerry again. And he said to me, he says, I was down to one last option, he says, and I was sceptical of your bottles, but I says, I'm going to give it a go. If you keep saying about this inflammation out of your body, it's like things been seized up when you put a bit of oil on it. This is get inflammation out of your body. And so he told me, he says, I'm on your bottles, and he says, you'll not believe this, he says, I went on them, done the 30-day trial, he says, felt myself getting better, and he says, I'm back on my bike, I'm back doing the Ring of Kerry, and he says, I'm phoning you to thank you.
Very good. That's nice to hear, isn't it?
Wow, it's amazing to hear.
To Kerry, like even because they're from Cork, I didn't realise you're down that far.
We'd post them, easy.
Oh, right. People order them online?
People order them through WhatsApp. We're in a kind of small enough way of going, and then I get them down to places in Mayo, and that's all through with this man. He'll drive halfway, and we'll drive halfway, and if I know somebody that's heading down, like we had a college girl that was working up in college, and it's grand in the winter time whenever the temperatures is well down, and we'll not be fit to do it in the summer. We've all fridge vans now, but when the temperature's down, we were like, she was in college and she was bringing it down to a wee farm shop and then in Mayo and stuff like that. That's where the only way I could get it out to all places, because I wanted to be fit to grow and people to get the benefits out of it. You know what I mean?
Are you able to keep up with the demand?
Listen, it's been a complete and utter roller coaster. We're starting to get to the stage where we're doing a wee bit of fine tuning now. But at the start, it was just like the story is the full story is bonkers. Like, because whenever you take it down, I says to my wife, I made these bottles here for nearly, say, 8 years, right? Then when that campaign got on, I stopped.
So when you were making them at the start, was it just for you?
It was just for me and my father-in-law and my uncle, stuff like that, to eat locals. And then, but mine's, we'd fine-tune them, because when I got more knowledgeable of listening to more podcasts and listening to the Gary Breckas and the Barbara O'Neills and the Gary Breckas, just an amazing man. He's like a human biologist. So when you're listening to all them here, you realise, oh geez, you know what, I'm missing. Gary is just an absolute, that's my favourite. And I was chatting to Jason Quigley, he's like a European, he got got the European title.
Yeah, big,
You know, you
well
can imagine
boxing,
it's
yeah.
just brilliant. It's one of our local heroes in Ballyluffin or in Ballybuffet. And he's the same. Garlic's one of his favourite ingredients as well, because they know you need that kind of superfoods to help your recovery when you're in all that kind of training and all. But sorry, where were we there? I got sidetracked. Oh, how I started, got going.
Yeah.
So, done it all that way. Next thing then we had to kind of fine tune it, because if you're going to sell to the public, as my sister says, no matter how good it is, if I can't drink it, I'm not going to buy it. So we had to make sure it was, you added a little bit more lime and a little
Why
bit.
was it a wee bit strong?
Well, a wee bit garlicky.
Right.
I was more into the garlic side of stuff,
You
because I
just
love
like
it.
pure, just want to get the best out of it. Like,
So, but at the same time, very little people like garlic. Like, they don't mind getting it on as long as you can taste it. So we had to kind of fine tune that, add a wee bit of more turmeric and ginger and tweak it.
And why did you decide on 10 ingredients? Why was there not 9 or why not 11? And why did you choose what you chose?
Because I had big belief in them all, and I just went on it. And listen, I could have kept going. Like, I had
that's what I'm curious about.
Well,
could you keep adding other ones?
No, well, I had apple cider vinegar on it, but you see, because it was so rich and strong, it was coming acidic, and another person was getting heartburn out of it. So we pulled that out of it, and we just kind of went, listen, if you can take it, if you can buy apple cider vinegar with the mother written on it, just add it onto the bottle, because it's a brilliant ingredient. Then we had another one on it, Diatomasaurus earth.
What?
Diatomasaurus earth.
Yeah.
Well, you know now, if you look at all these fruits, well, see an apple now, you think you're biting onto an apple and that's great for you. It's not, because you need to peel the skin off it to get the goodness of the apple now, because that much pesticides in the apple is bonkers. And nearly all fruits, the way it is, see all the stuff now is sprayed, chemically sprayed, you're nearly doing more harm. So the Diatomasaurus earth would help get rid of the parasites in your body, and then they'd kill the parasites in your body.
And the parasites would come from?
Well, from the apples, even a medium to well steak, even from animals on around your house. Do you know what I mean? There's parasites, so it's on your body, and there's good.
They're like bacteria, no, or different.
I don't know all the answers other. I just kind of, when you're looking, when I would be chatting to you, man, I would know him that makes it, Gordon. But the problem is, the HSE would have passed me to use it in the bottle, no problem at all. But the next thing then, there's this other word called annul, because another HSE, she seen it and she was aware of it, but like, hold on a minute, I'm not sure of this one. So they decided I had to take it out of the bottle because it's annul. Now, annul means it's 100% safe to take. It's a human grade. Take away it, mix it in with yourself at your own accord with whatever you want. But that's nearly like they didn't want it to be mixed in with the bottle. You have 180 million people in America, and it's legal in America. No bother at all. Mix it in along with it. To me, at the start, it was no problem at all. You passed to make it. But then, because there's a null, and a null is 1997, which is 30 years ago, they come up with this null. When they're not sure, it's like a no. We're not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's called a null. And if it's a null, we're not allowing you to do it. And that's just another one that's having to be taken out. Listen, I've other ideas for future bottles and future ingredients to add and stuff like that. So it's not. So that's where we're at. But to think it's still called a null 30 years later, they haven't updated anything. Do you know what I mean? They need to move with the times. It's just bonkers. Like, you can't just sit on there and just leave it there. It doesn't make sense. But it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
With the government and stuff we're on.
Do you think it's on, I don't know if that would interest you, like going to do maybe a bit of research on that? Because you seem to know a lot about it. What's...
Oh, I am. Like, I've been watching.
Sometimes they might be open to things like that,
I don't know.
But usually maybe you need to be some kind of qualification, stuff like that.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't know what's going on down the road yet. Like, we're only kind of really going out into the public with it now for the first year. Like me and the wife, as I says, how we got going. There's other ones out there, and there's someone's extortionate pricing. Like, and I'm not. Please, honestly, I'm not getting at who you used to be thinking I'm getting at. I'm like way down the country when I was down Dublin working for years. There's one down there, and it was like £30. When I started making mine, because I know the turmeric's $17.50 a kilo in a supermarket. So how we'd make the bottles and try to keep them affordable is they're packed full of quantity and quality, because we try and cut out the middleman all the time and go straight to the wholesalers. And whenever we made the bottle, I could make it turn a wee bit. No, not make extortionate money, and I didn't want to, because I wanted to prove to the ordinary middle class, listen, try these, they work. And if it's kind of a bottle that's affordable, you'll give it a go. And if it works for you, they'll keep taking it. So that's what we done. And then I had my Snapchat. I didn't even have a Facebook page on Paddy Diver. So I had a Snapchat, and I says, making these bottles, it's helping with my illness. It can help with yours. If it works for me, could work for you. People were saying, Jesus, I want it. I want it in Kilmarnock. So we went to Kilmarnock on a Monday. The wife had sat on with me in the Jeep, and she would type out the air code, right, this is where we're going. We'd head off in the Jeep, and they started selling it door to door. We're out in Cockcull on the way home one night, and it was, I think it was in October. Just October, not the last October, the one past. And a boy from Clay, he wanted the bottles. And I says, this boy wants the bottles in Clay. And she's not going back to Clay at this time of night. I says, aye, that's what we're out here for. It was about 10:30, quarter to 20 to 11.
On your way home, like?
On the way home. And Clay's you go back another half an hour, like.
Yeah.
And then that's to get me to get home. It's over an hour and a half round trip. I don't think we didn't get home day after 12, and I always put it that way. And that's because I had that much belief in the bottle. So we went to Clay, and I says to the wife, like, if we get him on the bottle, and he does a 30-day trial, and he's got his sore shoulder, or he's got stiffness in the morning, and it works for him, well, he's going to tell his wife. His wife's going to go, maybe she's out that night, or she's a hairdresser. She's going to tell the people in there, and the word of mouth is going to sell. So if it works for him, he's going to tell somebody, and there's no better way of selling a product as word of mouth. So I would have drove an hour in Donegal to get somebody that bottle, hoping that it'll work up there, and then hopefully I've got a shop to drop it off, and then they can all go and get it. And now the best thing about it is there is a shop in Clay. Yeah. So that's what worked.
Fair play. A lot of determination then, resilience, Paddy.
Aye, no, exactly. I don't know where I get where.
But also, I know you mentioned the competitor. I do want to talk a wee bit about that, whether it's competitor or not. But you said that there's people reporting you.
Listen, there's people reporting, and listen.
What are they? Is it because of what was being put on the bottle?
It was. I think I would say they probably. Listen, it's hard to know.
But I always it's funny because I always felt like that done your product good.
I probably did, because there was a wee bit of
it's just like
this person says this, this person says that. But listen, there's another bottle out there as well now. There's actually another 2 bottles out there, son, and they're all kind of going towards similar, like mine. And that's, you know what, that's flattering one way.
Yours seems to be unique, because any of them I see, and they're always just turmeric and ginger.
Being honest, you know what? I am honestly not running down any bit makes them. There's plenty out there.
There's loads of space for everybody.
Loads of space for everybody. Look at every town. There's plenty of hairdressers. So I'm not going to get annoyed if somebody come up and get a bottle. Let the best bottle won. But I will say, I will defend my own bottle, and that's the way I go. Is about we have a unique bottle, and the way we do it, I'll give a wee bit of secrets away of it. We steep some of the ingredients, right? We go real old traditional way of going. We have got ours is way more labour intensive. Steep some of the ingredients. We boil it to a stage that's like simmering, without losing the goodness and the steam flying over. It's on a machine that's specially made to keep the steam from losing. You get all your goodness. Then there's a different process that I'm not going to get into the full way, or everybody be on it. But the way other people do it is in other bottles. They could then get their bottle, tap it up with a wee bit of. I could buy cold pressed turmeric from places in Donegal, and they could send it up to me, and I could get it in a gallon thing, and I could pour a wee bit of turmeric out to here, and a wee bit of garlic into there, and a wee bit of this, and next thing then put on a wee bit of beetroot, and then top it up with filtered water. This is not done. The whole thing of my bottles is done through water. So whenever you put on all the ingredients in and you simmer it and boil it, the water changes colour. So that bottle is fully power from the top to the bottom. There's no filtered water added to. So any other bottle in my eyes adds a filtered water to dilute it and just to fill it up. Then they send it away to get pasteurized, which kills the bacteria, yes, but kills the goodness also. So me personally, I do believe that that's as a bottle. I believe that's the best bottle.
It's just pure.
I believe that's pure from the neck down.
Very good, very good. It's definitely raised a storm, I know, because there's so many people that I know to talk about the benefits of it.
I know, and you see, that's probably why one of the reasons why I am so passionate about it is because, when it is the talk and people are doing it, you want to keep the talk up, because, say if the fire goes out, and you don't put your heart and soul into it now, in 6 months' time when it's gone out, there's no point coming up with these other ideas, because that story's kind of gone, or maybe a bit. So that's why I kind of love keeping going at it, and I keep what's next. We would have had the winter there, and that is about boosting your immune system, because whether we like it or not, when we get older, or metabolism slows down. You can't fight infections as well as you used to when you're younger, like you're a kid. And that should be a normal thing for a doctor to tell you, when you're getting older, your metabolism, so eat better. Eat better. Like turmerics, gingers, garlics, they're immune boosters. Even if you're not taking my bottles and you eat a lot of this stuff, you're boosting your immune system for the winter ahead. So why I made the bottle was I wanted a 3-pronged attack. You've got the winter to boost your immune system. You've got the summer that she's beetroot orientated that helps boost athletic performances. Like you're going to run marathons, half marathons, the coastal challenges and sports is on, soccer, Gaelics, rugby's. When you're in them air sports, you need good nutritionals to help you recover. After exercise, you need them ingredients like your turmerics that helps the flow of oxygen. Beetroots helps boost athletic performances, helps boost your stamina. So that's for sports people. And next, and then you've got the other side. Then is the general aches and pains. Get inflammation away from if you have a sore shoulder. If you're out there and you like playing golf, you're not going to play it if that side shoulder keeps annoying you. But if you 9 times out of 10, it's a wee bit of inflammation. And if you take that Paddy's Powerful bottle for 30 days, you'll know, geez, you know what? That bottle works. Or you can turn around and say, you know what? Nah, it doesn't. I don't believe you. Always saying it doesn't. Same as I was up on Glenties Fair and we're selling out of the back of a van, and I want this man to come forward because he still hasn't. He plays darts for the Donegal team, and he was qualifying for the Ireland team in darts. And there's just a wee niggle on his shoulder, and when he's throwing the darts, but he's tucking the bottle and I was coming up to it, and he was on it for the 30 days. And he reckons he never played his better darts, and he made the Ireland team.
Jesus.
So there's something in Donegal. You still never. He told me he'd come back to me, and he told me he'd come back. I said, you need to do me a TikTok for us here, and he says I'll be back. But it started last in the rain, so maybe that's why.
But you already have so much positive feedback anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Like and I massively appreciate it. Like because there's so many people out there, and you meet them, come out of the shop, and you ask them how you doing, and you say to them like, don't want to be cheeky, like, but like, would you tell a story because it helps another person believe in it? Sorry for me saying it, but I'm selling the bottles. But if you're getting a random person that I've never met telling you that she used to be on 4 to 6 ibuprofen tablets a day, and she'd bother going up the stairs, maybe go up the stairs one step at a time, and now she's off her tablets completely, and she can go up the stairs one step at a time the way you should. So the next person's watching that saying, holy Jesus, I may give this a go. Because there's not many people that goes over the 55 that's not putting the tablets.
I know. It's just, I think sometimes we just accept, I'm getting older, I must, because everyone else is doing it too. Like,
yeah, no, but I think your body is actually designed to love to.
I agree.
120, like.
I agree, but I think some people they maybe don't believe that.
Exactly.
They don't think that.
There's a wee bit of brainwashing going on.
But I think a lot of it to do is how you think. How you think about yourself. Has a huge impact on your well-being.
Exactly, but I want people to I want to go against the trend of like some people would say, what would you call them, GPs and etc. will go down this route of you've got wear and tear, but like that's word inflammation, or you're just getting older. You're only as old as you feel, and anti-inflammatory food, superfoods can take years off you.
Well, if you were to say if the bottle had a message, like if the bottle could speak, what would it say?
Let's dance.
I know you just spoke a lot there, but like if you were like, what is the message of the bottle?
It helps you get a spring in your step, but it helps you from there's not as much fatigued. There's so many people, they think that after they do 8 hours work, then when they go home, they can just sit on the couch and they can watch the TV, and that's them. They're beat. Like they've got no get up and go to go out, and they could look out the window and see the wee grandchild playing, and they're kind of fatigued, but they seem to accept it. They don't want to do it. I was talking to a woman in SuperValue, and she was doing the shelves, and she's telling me she can't believe it. She's up now and she's baking cakes as before she doesn't. It's giving her a natural energy boost. It's a natural energy boost. Like them kind of things could happen to anybody that kind of looks after our superfoods. And the best thing about the superfoods is you could get a wee bit of, how else would you get a combination of turmeric, ginger, garlic, red onions, beetroots, Himalayan salt, black pepper, garlic, and a drinkable way. And if somebody kind of thought, oh, it's not risky, it's a wee bit off. See, when you take that for about 3-4 days, your body is completely used to it. See, after the 4th day, you're just knocking it back. And see if you didn't like it, or it's just because some people like Fanta and some people like Coke, just drop like a wee clove onto it, or put a wee bit of pineapple onto it. Just make it adjust to suit yourself. But me personally, there's no real other way of getting all that superfoods, because you will go through wee crazes for a while, and I done myself until I started really sticking with it. I used to.
So when you just sticking with what, were you not doing this daily or?
No. I used to do it used to do it weekly, but the sad reality is, and the truth is, you would miss a week, and you go again, and then you try and make a double, but it's
daily maintenance.
As I.
So, which brings me then to, how do you look after yourself now? Because I see a man here is very busy too.
I haven't even time to think about looking after myself. And the worst thing about me is, what disappoints me is, I have a sweet tooth. Like, if I get a cup of tea in the evening time and I open a pack of Jaffa cakes, I could just empty the Jaffa cakes. They're all gone. Same as the delis. It's not to say I wish I was a better eater, but the thing about this is, at least I'm getting a balance. At least I'm getting something onto me. It does make me that wee bit better now compared to I used to, because I was brought up in construction, concrete and pipeline and all this kind of carry on. So you're just used to it, and
But I think when you're in that industry too, because life is fast.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to cook yourself, so you have to buy out.
Well, that's
you're going to buy convenience.
Aye,
most of the time.
Aye,
and that's kind of there's very little healthy options available.
You know what I can't understand as well?
I know you can get a sandwich or salad and stuff, but it just doesn't satisfy you. You know what I mean? Like,
doesn't. And you know what? It's just like, I would love to see more people going out there and making ready-made foods that you can buy instead of these microwavable stuff. So you can a good fresh stuff, because it's eating good's time consuming and it's expensive.
It is. You have to put the time in.
You have to put the time in now. Your life's so busy, it's hard to do it.
And that's something I struggle with too. Like, I'm not the best cook. I can cook, I can get by, but I don't enjoy it. Very little meals that I can cook, I'm like, I really enjoyed that. Like, you know what I mean?
Because it's taking you've an hour to clean it, and 10 minutes to eat it, then you've an hour to clean it up again, or maybe half an hour, but at the same time, it's just, there's a lot of work on it.
So like, you really have to love cooking, like, but there is options out there. I know that you can, say, buy ready-made meals, they deliver them online. It's not ready-made, but they deliver all the ingredients.
They're getting very popular. They're getting very popular now.
That's something I'm sure. I'd say if you were to go into that too, you'd have no bother. As in,
I think I have enough on my plate at the minute.
But you see, I think what you've done is you've built a really good brand for yourself. You're trustworthy, that people would just believe. But I don't think I'd only believe you, and I do feel that you're only out for the good of people. Like,
oh Jesus, I love to. The best part of my day is
you like helping people. Like,
oh Jesus, see when you get the good reports, and there's so many sad stories out there. What I've learnt is, see, the bad health out there, it's mind blowing. Jesus, that's terrible. It's wild sad. And the sad reality about it is, there's so much illnesses out there from your asthma. See, chronic inflammation is a big thing now, and it's probably to do with.
So, like, chronic inflammation though, is that like aches and pains then?
No, that's bigger. It's like your Crohn's disease, your fibromyalgia, and stuff like that. Like, there's some.
What do you generally find then? Sorry. And what's consistent in them people? Do you get chatting to them at all?
I get chatting to a lot of people.
And what do you find out? What are they?
Oh, well, there's a story there now down in McKenna's in Acknacloy. There's a man down there, and I will love to video him sometime. I've asked Orla for his name. I think his name is William, so he's not going to annoy me by saying it here live. He went in, he says, "What's this crack about these bottles?" So they off their head thinking these bottles are helping people. So
where did he say this?
And McKenna's in
the shop.
In the shop.
Oh, that's right. I know the shop.
And he was talking to the girl behind the counter that owns the shop, Orla.
He's just a customer walked in.
Just a pure customer walked in and seen these people buying out the bottles, and was just like,
what's wrong with their heads?
They're off. Aye. So she says, I don't know, William. She says, but there's something on it. She says, because we hearing so much good stories here every day. And that boy there, she says, just walked out. He had Crohn's disease, and he was telling, and your man, he was like, he had Crohn's disease? What did you say? She says, I had Crohn's disease. And what did he say? And then he says, I have Crohn's. Me personally, I didn't really know too much about the Crohn's. What she said to him was, he came back after doing the 30-day trial, and he asked, one of the girls, where's that other girl that was on here the other night? And he says, who? Another girl, so it must have been, so it was Orla, and she was out the back busy. Gary, he came next, and he says, sorry, can I help you? And he says, no, I want to chat to her. And he kind of got a wee bit, what are you looking for her for? He was the manager, and he says, no, I'm the one that she put on them air bottles. I just have to talk to her after what's happened to me. So what was happening to him was, he cancelled all family holidays. He was going, he was just depressed. He was going to the toilet nearly 100 times a day. So when you're in the airport, when you're ready to board, he could be, oh geez, I need to get to the toilet. When when flight's going up for that half an hour, you're not allowed to go to the toilet. So it was a torture for him. He just says that's after his last experience. He says that's it. In all them bottles, and he says he's only going to the toilet 3 times a day. He's at his first fry in about 15 years. A soda bread, bacon, the whole lot, with no bother, no repercussions, no nothing. And he just says this is just absolutely brilliant. And I was a boy of skeptical, decided to give it a go because he just says to Orla, I'm just here to just to thank you for changing my mind and going on them bottles.
Jesus, it's interesting though that his initial thought was that I couldn't help people.
I know.
Like, why does someone have that?
Well, I don't know. Well, I can.
Is it because he couldn't get?
Well, I can refer to it because it's hard to believe that a natural food. I didn't believe when I had my.
But why is that? I'm going back to why do we think that way? That something is. I'm not going to. It's not that it's simple, but something that is very close to home that we can make ourselves is able to help us. Why can't we believe that so easily?
Well, we were never told about superfoods. Like superfoods exist for hundreds of years, but when we're in school, we're learning about. I know you have to do your maths, but you're spending so much time learning about X, Y, and Z equals pi. Like your man that runs Ryanair, that's
Michael O'Leary.
Did X, Y, and Z ever benefit him? Like we should be taught more practical stuff about stuff like this in education. I think it's the only way you would learn about it. You know, I can see why people would be skeptical of stuff like to think that you've got just it's only about a garlic. Like how could it help? You know what I mean? What's anti-inflammatory? What's that? You don't know about it until you've got these pains yourself.
And that's what, obviously, with the leaflet, you try to educate people on, like,
what's
the benefit of each.
I want people to love the leaflet, and that's why I want to do. They're sitting back in the house and they're saying, Jesus, Mary, did you know that garlic can help lower cholesterol? You know what I mean?
And you said about the reviews, you're not allowed to put the reviews on the leaflets.
I am not allowed to put the reviews in these leaflets.
Why?
That's the answer is it's a rules. There's a legislation there, and I'm there like, but this is an honest person telling their thing. That's what I'm told. I honestly haven't. I don't want to annoy the HSE enough to push the boundaries to say, well, I'm going to put them on.
They could probably try and stop
me from selling. So I'm doing the easy option here at the minute. And normally I'm one of them and will bend the rules. But the people that come to me, they're nice people, like, so it's harder to kind of go against them.
I just find it bizarre that you're not allowed to put a review that...
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Listen, after a while, when I start fine-tuning things, but we're that busy now, we just want to keep them on the shelves.
Yeah.
That there's no hassle. But eventually, we will delve into this and kind of do the proper things. Listen, we're going to put this here, review online. Can you give me the answer why I'm not allowed to put it on a leaflet? And we'll have the right proper answers then instead of just word of mouth. But all that'll be fine-tuned.
So you would obviously have to get that passed by the HSE.
Oh, I waited to test for lab tests, all that kind of care, and they're all back.
What kind of process was that like?
It's an interesting process. Like, it's...
How long?
It doesn't take too long to get them back. You get the results back. It all depends what you're sending them away for testing for. Shelf life, to see how long will they last. You have then...
3 months, 6 months?
Aye, well, listen, no, we wouldn't go that like that.
I mean in terms of getting from starting application to getting approved with the HSE.
Oh, but sure, being me, I just made the bottle because it was good enough for me to drink.
Yeah.
I just made the bottle and I just sold them to anybody that wanted them, thinking that, sure, Jesus, if you make your own wee bit of honey at the house, you can sell honey. If you made a bit of jam or scones, you can sell them to whoever wants to buy them. But I suppose when you look onto you can see why that all needs to be kind of tested like this, and I agree with it. So it's a good process.
Yeah, I do agree that it definitely can help.
Yeah. So I know all the paperwork's there. Everything's passed. Everything's happy.
How long does it take you to get that though?
Not that way long, you know. You could make up a concoction there now, and you could send it away. You can send it away to a lab, and they would probably have your results back in say about 3 weeks.
Oh, that's fast enough.
Yeah.
So easy to get the market then.
Aye, it's easy. Aye, they're good enough.
And had you any adjustments required then after?
No oil adjustments at all. No adjustments really. Couple of wee things to do with the labels was really our only thing.
Yeah. I want to talk about resilience because, again, I know you from seeing you online, and I just see someone who's really determined and resilient. Like, where do you think that came from, or where did you get that?
Listen. Where did I get that? Well, I could just tell you one story, and I get my mother. I would say a lot of it would come from her massively, but
sorry to hear that.
She was she'd done the married woman's race and used to watch it every year. Even when she was up to about 54 years of age,
What's the married woman's race?
Well, there's the annual sports day in every wee town, like in Bruncrana and Glenelea, etc. Everybody's got their sports day. All the children go and play sports, and then there's a married mummy's race, and there's a father's race. There's all this races, and then, so she would have been lining up to do it, and she'd won it like nearly 6-7 years in a row. But going up into this year, it was like, no, I'm not running this year. I think she was 54 or 56. She's up against young, fit people, and I'll never forget it. I was walking around, and next thing, your mum was kept tempting her over the microphone to come on, Tess.
Because she had been doing it every year.
She's doing it every year. It wasn't gone. There's one more year left, and you go again, And she was like, no, and Jesus. And next thing, I heard him shouting over the intercom, and she's getting out. She's going to come. And I was like, no way, she's not going to go again this year. And the field was just up and around, and you had to go around it 3 times. But so whenever she
wasn't just a sprint.
No, it wasn't just a sprint. This is like a big, good over a mile run.
Fuck.
But whenever they took off, she slipped, and another woman slipped. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was a young woman. She'll know who I'm talking about. That was a good, fat person that came up to actually beat her, knock her off her throne, as a man says. But when she slipped, she friggin' reached out and grabbed my mother's foot and pulled her. So the two of them went down at the starting line. But the mother, she got up, and she was way behind, like the rest of them were gone. And I went walking in thinking, oh my God, I guess there's something that happened there. I didn't know the pulling, I just thought the two of them slipped. But she went on around, and coming up at the end of the first one, she's coming onto the back of the pack. And I was like, no way, she's getting onto the back of the pack. Coming up around the next one, she's getting onto the middle of the pack. And next thing then, I just blew me away. Hey, she just got onto the front, and she was gone, away from all the rest of them. Before
54.
I had about 54 years of age. So, the determination, I would say a lot of us definitely come from her. Has to have.
So what about inspirations as well?
Listen, there's a lot of inspirations there. A lot of inspirations to do. You can go in sport, like you've got your Roy Keane's. It was like even though I'm a Liverpool person.
Me too.
He was, listen, you can't take it away from him. He was a leader, you watch other things,
I found it hard to like him when he would play United.
100%.
You know what I mean?
When you get older, you learn respect.
Of course, but what he done, Jesus, some man.
I went up there, another one, as we went up to Letterkenny, and there's a boxing club up there, and there's St. Eunan's GA is fighting Letterkenny's rugby club on a white collar boxing tournament. So, me being me, wanting to help them, get them used to. This will help your stamina, and it'll help your
Eunan's GA or
both of them.
Okay,
all of them. When we met Danny O'Carroll up there, because he was up, and he would have been busted out of Mrs. Brown Boys. So we went up and we met him, and he's a lovely son.
When was this now?
This was only a couple of weeks ago.
Aye, because it felt like it was recent though.
Aye, and I was up chatting to him, but as I said to him, like his father as well was a massive inspiration too, because you seen how many
Brendan O'Carroll.
But there's a bigger story. I got the book, but I didn't read the full book. I read, and I always mean to read. I have a heap of books, and I mean to get caught and read. But in today's,
do you start them? And
it's hard to get.
I'm the same sometimes. I start a book and then I find it hard to finish.
Well, it's just getting the time, isn't it? But he got so many knocks through his time. They were in the market traders to start. Then he tried other things and went bankrupt, and went again, went bankrupt, and went again, and it didn't work out. And then you wonder. And next thing then, he went again. Decided he was going to dress up as a woman and do a bit of a comedy. It's one of Ireland's. Sure, who's not watching at Christmas?
Yeah,
and you just have to respect somebody like that. What I mean? Yeah. Resilience as well. That's massive resilience.
So when you said he was a market trader.
Aye.
Like,
they down in the Dublin market, there's that Moore Street market. That
yes,
type of things.
yes.
As family.
What was he doing down there?
Well, whatever they sold in there, his family, I think, used to sell fruits and veg stuff in the market. So they were definitely selling stuff. Maybe he was selling knockoff shoes. I don't know. No, I'm not sure. No,
this is Moore Street, isn't it?
Aye.
Moore Street. Have you been? I've been through it once. It's really good to see. You know?
I think I was too.
But we don't have many. Like, we don't have them up around here.
No, I know, because I was at the Brendan O'Carroll's show on Millennium Forum, and they were doing the Save Moore Street at that, and that's when you went back to the wife, and I'm nearly sure we hadn't done it, but it's years ago it was massive, but now it's well diluted now, so you wouldn't really know that it's Moore Street. It's still going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
it is.
Yeah, just cry. No, so people like that there, inspirations.
And what about health fitness now? I know you played about football. You're in a show and player of the year 1 year.
That's right. I got that 1 year too. I'll not let the grandchildren.
2 or 3 years ago, was it?
I wish. No, well past that stage now. They will. And
you played with Glenealy.
Glenealy, good times, great times, brilliant times.
Sport's good, isn't it?
Sport's brilliant for everybody. It's great to see it. Like, I still see a lot around. Only like see all the volunteers that help the sports people get out there. Like, it's unbelievable what they do. You've got people out there that helps people in the rugby's and the soccers and all the rest, and it's an inspiration to them. But then again, you look at it like sometimes you look at your government and you look at your councillors and you look at like we're in Cairndonagh. We don't even have a tennis court. They wonder why Wayne's all on these machines and they can't go out to the house. What if they don't like to be in a team? There's nothing else for them to go to. Like,
that's the thing, and that's funny you say that. I've thought about that. They're very limited in what this facilities that are provided when you're in the countryside. Like, yeah, you have to go to a big town or a city to get like. You know,
it's a pity, like.
Yeah, because it's only really Gaelic or hurling or football, and not everyone suits them sports. No, even like, I know there's a rugby team in Cairn. Like.
That's it. Like, but if you get a wee gear, you're not going to want to go and do them here in the Gaelic. If you're not into that kind of physical sport, but you still want to have a game of tennis, knock it over back, it helps you keep fit. Do
you do anything? Any sport?
Me, to be honest, I don't do nothing.
No.
Nothing at the minute. I don't go to the gym or nothing. It's just I've got the business is just put my heart and soul on it. We had that much issues with the house coming down, running out of money, not getting the money, and trying to make us here off the ground. And now it's just a wild passion. But at the same time,
sometimes life can be like that, can't it? You know, it's just sometimes things have to give way.
That's
for
it,
us. For you're just creating space for, because starting a business isn't easy.
No, I know it's not like
it takes a lot of time. Like,
and me personally, I want to kind of get the personal touch, so I give out my number. So you've got so many missed calls and so many, and if anybody's messaging me in a WhatsApp. I never miss the WhatsApps, but if the missed calls build up, I kind of don't get back to all them here. But you get the personal touch when you're talking to them, because there's so many people there saying, "Well, how did you get onto it?" And I'll tell them the truth how I got onto it. Like,
do you mind me asking how long do you think you can sustain that for as big as you grow and more people buy this bottle? Like, that's a lot.
I know
to manage in your own head, like having heaps of people.
I know. But
how do you manage that?
I know, but at the same time, I think, like, say if you've got, like, at the minute, there's a lot of people now saying Donegal and Ulster that will be talking about it, and just say, for instance, that's you're eventually thinking a lot of them will know it. They'll not need to phone you. So if you're kind of moving on down a wee bit, like maybe I'm taking on more than I can do, but we want to go to the Ferry House Market in Dublin now every Sunday to help grow that in Dublin, because that'll do the same thing. Just personal ticket. Hopefully it'll benefit them. They'll tell the next person, you see us here, and hopefully then you'll have a couple of stores around Belfast. But I suppose if I go around Dublin, I'll have to take a phone number off them.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Jesus, the bigger you grow.
Now, if you build it to a stage, then hopefully you would have somebody in an office, and hopefully I can get a chance to get away on a holiday.
Could do things like, say, like online calls where everyone, if they want to come and tell their story as well, like that'd be, because like there's so many people, like based on your reviews there. I'm sure there's a lot more.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, it's bonkers. It is. Listen, there are so many different things that could be done in the future. We'll just kind of keep going the way we're at here now, because the reality is, I don't know how we would get it to a different level. We can't mass produce, you see, and like being honest, not to be being like coming across as, but like there's a wide of shops that actually at the start I was looking for people to put it on. Now the shops will be looking for us to put it on, but we can only make so much, and it's just because of the size of the premises and stuff like that. I don't know what size you would need or for you to go.
When you say like mass produce, so you say you can't mass produce. Is that something you would like to do?
I don't know. Like, being honest, no. I couldn't sustain a mass producing.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy life. Like,
Yeah.
being honest, I want to be fit to go on holidays and see a bit of the world. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not to say that I'm old, but I'm even 46 or so, and say, well, like 15 years time. Like, I know I'm about 60. You'll not be. I want to go climb Himalayan mountains and go and do big long treks and go to all these different places. So I don't want to just be working flat out. When we were doing that there for nearly 9 months, we worked 7 days a week, every Sunday and everything. And like, it's only in the last while now that we're fit to, because we've got on extra machines that are waiting and coming from Italy and stuff, that we're getting our Sundays off. That's the last 3 Sundays is the first time we've had Sundays off.
That's good.
Like, bonkers.
You need that too, sir.
Yeah, you really do.
Like,
you really do. Like,
because as much as you work hard, you need to rest as much as well.
Oh, 100%. And then people suffer too. Like, I have a wee girl, and I remember an old saying, as a man said to me one time, he says, I had no time for my children when I was younger. He says, now they've no time for me. So, through the making defective blocks, my wee girl lost about a good 4 years because I was obsessed with the campaign. Now I've opened a business in front of it. So today now is first sunny day we've got. See, as soon as I leave here, I phoned the wife. I says, whenever I get home, whenever's on the phone, I says, we're going to the beach. I'm going to bring the kayaks down to the beach, down to the pier. Savannah, get her boat. She loves the water. And you have to make time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, based on that note then, I don't want to hold you up any longer, Paddy. I've had a really good conversation with you. I really enjoyed it, man.
No, well, thanks for having me.
Really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming on and sharing. It's been an absolute pleasure.
100%, thank you.
I wish you all the best. I mean, you're already succeeding with it, like, but continued success.
No, thanks for that.
If anybody wants to reach out to you,
if anybody wants to reach out,
they can get you on
WhatsApp me on 083-899-8957. I just WhatsApp's the best way.
Social media too.
Social media, you've the Paddy's Powerful Bottle on Facebook, and then on TikTok is Paddy.Diver. And you just go into them here pages and just look at all other people's reviews. And listen, well, there is some things that we need to tidy up and stuff. Like, I'd love to pull all the reviews we've got into one category and pin it to the top. Like, and you've got a heap of different people. Yeah. There's a while of scrolling because there's a while of adverts of, right, it's on this market here, or this shop was topped up. Wee small things that's not relevant to you. But if you spend enough time on it, if you've got an illness out there, maybe to do with asthma or fibromyalgia or my own ankylosing spondylitis, then you can hopefully you can learn from other people and believe in superfoods.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Yeah. Thanks very much, Paddy. It's been a pleasure.
100%.
I really enjoyed it, sir. Good man.